Who's ready to talk about some numbers? Math, science, algorithms. Why can't we get what we want? As always, what we like to do on this channel is take a look at the gacha spending reports. We like to go and we like to check the health of these games, see how they're doing. Yes, we are on the degenerate site that is reddit.com, but it is where also we get these lovely monthly, not annual, gacha spending reports where we can go and we can check the health of the games, see how they're doing, see how they're trending, see if there's anything that's a bit problematic recently, and how that's been ongoing. So let's jump in and let's take a look at these reports and see what we can find. Now, we are going to be tackling this report just from the overall global sheet. However, when we get to some of the other games that we want to talk about, like Punishing Gray Raven, some of the games that have a slightly misaligned global versus CN release, we might switch over to global, break that down a little bit to get a little bit more of an accurate picture, because I think especially for those of us who like playing PGR, it's going to be really interesting to see how that has shaped up recently. But let's go in and check out the bottom. I always love starting at the bottom of these lists. So at the bottom of this list, and so just to be clear again, this is for the gacha spending report in April, because obviously we're still in the month of May. So that's just, you know, I feel like that's a little bit more self-explanatory, but I just in case anybody was unclear in the chat. So we got Tacked Op Symphony, dead. DOA, no longer with us. Very interesting. Hegan had a small spike at 58, but still back down to 23. Still don't know how it's alive, because that, from my understanding, that's all of them. That's China, that's Japan, that's global. That's everything. And at least as far as this report's concerned, how is this company alive? This makes literally zero sense to me, but very interesting. Jumping up through some other notable games that we like to take a look at. One game that I played for a little while, Eversoul, bit of a drop off from 400 to 290. Interesting. Girls Frontline 2 has released on the CN side. It's currently ongoing. Bit of a drop off, you know, from 825,000 to 550,000. Pretty steep. Brown Dust 2, one of the most lewd and fan servicey games that I have ever seen. Seems to be staying pretty steady, 800 to 700,000. Seems pretty consistent. No major fluctuations there, what we've seen. Another lewd game at Cocklips. Still sitting around 800 to 1 million. Not bad. Limbus Company still kind of plucking along here. Guardian Tales, love seeing Guardian Tales doing well, because although it's a game that I've kind of dropped out of, I am not playing myself anymore, it's a game that's still kind of like near and dear to my heart. I love the retro style and approach that they've taken to the game. It's like it's very cute. I appreciate it immensely, so I'm happy to see them doing well. Okay, continuing on. Black Clover, bit of a drop off from 2.1 down to 1.6 million. Okay. Aether Gazer, one of the major points of competition with Punishing Gray Raven at 2.2 million. Very interesting. But that's going to bring us up to Punishing Gray Raven, a game we follow pretty closely on this channel. Let's see how PGR is doing from a global position. Quick shout out to the patrons who support this channel. Thank you so much for your support. Also, as a reminder, we are in the middle of a follower campaign, subscribers to this channel. If we can hit 10,000 subscribers by May 8th, we're getting so close to that day. I will be giving you 3 different characters for 3 different viewers on the launch of Wuthering Waves. Guys, we are less than 100 subscribers away from that 10,000. So let's make this the video. If you haven't subscribed yet, jump on in there and leave a subscribe, like the video, and I would greatly appreciate that. All right, back to the report. And we are at 2.8 million over to 2.4 million. Honestly, pretty good, fairly consistent for what we're seeing in the game. Obviously, you know, compared to some of the juggernauts, which we'll take a quick glance at in a little bit, it's not quite there from that side of things, but it's been pretty good. I want to see a little bit more of a breakdown here though. So let's go into our breakdown by region. So getting into our breakdown by region, we have on the CN side going from 1.6 million up to 1.9, almost $2 million, definitely carrying the lion's share there. Japan dropping from 300 to 200,000. I believe it is because they are in a saving patch right now, I believe, with how it has lined up. So it's not totally unexpected there. I think we were expecting to see a little bit of a drop off, but that's still, I think, pretty low. I'm wondering if maybe that is with anticipation of games like Wuthering Waves. Maybe people are backing off a little bit on Punishing Gray Raven. It'll be interesting to see. And on the global side as well, it went from 900 to 300,000. That is a pretty significant drop. Now, just as a reminder, context, what's going on? Well, courtesy of grayravens.com, we can see where everybody is currently into right now. So with that 900,000 number, that was coming off the back of Wintry Shackles, which was Lucia Crimson Weave, one of the biggest characters to be added to the game. And we have gone into the Floating Reverie, which is a saving patch on the global side. So that explains for that pretty significant drop off. A lot of people are saving on Han Ying. You can basically get her for free from the patch farming stage that you can go in. You can get some free shards to unlock her for free. Or if you wanted to get her, you probably have some blue tickets saved up as well. You're probably not really spending a lot. My guess is a lot of that 300,000 is made up of battle pass people who want to buy the battle pass, or people who are buying like the monthly passes. But on the CN side, they had a huge patch where they got the Soaring Beyond, where they introduced Han Ying's Solace Tune, where she is phenomenal. If you haven't seen her animations yet, I did do some reactions to hers. You can go and check that out on the channel, but she is a fantastic looking character. So I am not even remotely surprised that, taking a look at, you know, the breakdown for it, that the global side of PGR was hurting a little bit more than the CN side, strictly for that reason. Japan and the global side are both in saving patches right now, whereas PGR on the CN side having a massively, fantastically designed character, beautiful character being added into the game. So yeah, I think that's pretty expected overall. I'll be interested to see once we get into the next patch, actually, for the global side, we are going to be getting number 21 Feral Scent in the Chaos Unsnarled event. She is an amplifier, however, she's not free. She's not farmable. You are going to have to pull for this character. So I will be interested to see what the numbers look like during that time, especially with Wuthering Waves launching soon. I personally am predicting that I think we're going to see a lot of pullback and spending continue on Punishing Gray Raven with the launch of Wuthering Waves, because there is going to be crossover between the two patches. And I think there's going to be a lot of people who are going to be wanting to get, you know, Yinling and Jiyan. So I think we are going to see that money be pulled back, but it'll be interesting to see on the full fruition there. Jumping back to our consolidated report here, a couple other games we can look at. Dislight, a game I played for a little while, seems to have a bit of a drop off from 3.7 down to 2.3. Snowbreak making a massive comeback from the 1.1 all the way up to 2.7. This is actually a pretty exciting patch right now. I went in to check it out myself, and you can get a free character right now in Snowbreak Containment Zone. One of the previous characters that was added, you can get them for free. There's also a new character that's been added into the people like. They're also introducing way more fan service elements into that game, so I think that is going to be a pretty big uptick. Now, I know I've seen Rexlent and some other content creators kind of make a few comments about how, oh, well, you know, this isn't totally surprising that Snowbreak is going this direction, especially if you look at Gun Girl Cafe, I think is what their previous game was called, and they had a lot of fan servicey elements in that too. I don't agree with that take. I think it's a little bit copium. And the reason I say that is because if you look at the initial launch for Snowbreak Containment Zone, none of the characters were really fan servicey, like I want to say like at all. Like, sure, they were more like elegantly designed, or, you know, maybe a little more sleek, and they emphasized a few things on the characters, but like it was nowhere close to the overt fan service that has been added into the game at this point, where the game is having to relabel its age category in, I believe, both Korea and China because of the new systems that they're adding into it. Those new like dorm systems where you're able to interact with the different characters. I think it's a pretty significant step that I think they were trying to get away from overtly fan service, but I don't think it was working, and so they've just decided to flip right back to it. That's my take on it. I don't think it's like, well, they were gonna do it anyway. It's not. I think they were hurting, personally. But checking out a few more here really quickly. Epic 7, probably one of my first gacha games, still riding steady. Reverse 1999, also still kind of cruising along. Uma Musume, pretty low down on the list, from 35 million to 6 million. Holy crap, what happened? That's one of the biggest fall-offs in history. Holy crap. I mean, look, it's still $6 million, but like to go from 35 to 6 million, that's wild. Let me know in the comments down below if you know what happened, because I have no idea what would have caused that. Nik, another game near and dear to my heart over here. 15 million up to 19 million because they're going through the 1.5 anniversary patch. If you have not played Nik, yes, it's extremely lewd. It's very fan servicey, but you know what you're getting into. And I will say, as far as the gacha games go, it is still one of the most generous gacha games that I've ever played. They give you tons and tons of free pulls. No, this video is not sponsored. That's just a game I play for fun, and I just enjoy it. I've been playing since launch, and I've always loved it. So yeah, if you want to go and check it out, you can. Happy to see that they've gone from the 15 million to the 19 million. Always a fun time there. But now, of course, we can jump to the top three, the big three. Where are they positioned today? Leave in the comments down below your prediction. We've been seeing them jump around, you know, between, you know, Genshin, Honkai Star Rail. Let's see who's taking the top three spots right now. In position number 3, we have Love and Deep Space. I have zero idea what that is. I don't think I've ever heard of that game, but okay, probably not the demographic based on the picture there. In second place, we have Honkai Star Rail at $109 million. That's insane, but not to be completely unexpected. They switched over to Adventurine after Acheron, so probably a bit of a slow in spending there. However, I expect to see that skyrocket with the inclusion of Robin in the next patch. And then, of course, in Genshin Impact, with the recent release of Arlecchino, we've got from 68 million to $119 million. That is absolutely absurd. This is absolutely an insane amount of money to be making, especially when you consider this isn't even all devices and all sale platforms. This is only certain mobile platforms. I think it's mobile devices and PC. I don't think this is taking into consideration all console sales. So there's even more probably there. They probably made even more than that by a pretty significant margin. That's still just like absurd. That's so absurd. I hope Wuthering Waves can make 1/4 or 1/8 the amount that they're making on this game, and I will be stoked. Even 1/10. If they can come out of there making like 11.9 million, I think that would be great to be seeing something like that. I think we'll see more than that personally, but like, that's just such an absurd amount of money. That's just crazy. Holy crap. I think this just goes to show Genshin fans literally don't care. They literally do not care what you give them. If it's in the game, whatever slop it is, they're just gonna slurp glorp that down every single time. That is literally insane to me.